Guess what day it is? It's Meal Prep Sunday. I've already got my beef cooking in the crock pot. I'm doing the same Mongolian recipe that I've been doing, the Mongolian steak marinade that I've showed in like the past, like previous 2 meal prep videos. Absolutely loving the flavor of this meat, so I'm gonna keep doing it. The meat comes out so flavorful and so tender. So I've got this cooking in my crock pot for 8 hours over here. And then I've got a chicken recipe that I'm gonna show you for some chicken boobies. So in the crock pot over here, I've got I got like 6 to 8 chicken boobies in here, and I'm going to be making a chipotle lime chicken, like carnitas. It's gonna be so good. So, first ingredients, obviously we got the chicken breast in there, and then the next ingredient, borrow some beer from your boyfriend. Sorry, Coates, I'm taking one of your beers. We're gonna flavor this with a whole can of beer. Now, you don't have to use beer if you don't want to, if you don't like cooking with alcohol. You could just use some like chicken stock in place of this. And we're gonna do like 1 can of beer, using just some traditional Yingling, because that's what he had in the fridge, so I'm going with that. All white onion, this is gonna go in the hot tub with the rest of the chicken boobies and beer. Go ahead and get all that. All right, and then while we're at it, this is already on my cutting board, I'm going ahead and add this chipotle pepper in adobo sauce. I got this brand, it's by Embasa. It's the chipotle pepper, I don't know if it's focusing. Chipotle pepper and adobo sauce, this is what it is. I don't know if it's focusing, but you get the idea. So I've got 2 peppers of those. I'm going to go ahead and put those in the bath as well. I'm going to add some garlic. It's about 4 cloves of garlic. I went the lazy route and just got the garlic container that's already minced up with garlic in here. So I'm going to put just a couple of, spoonfuls in there, because you can never have too much garlic. I don't usually measure this stuff, and I'm okay with that. Perfectly okay with that. And then the other thing we're going to do is going to be about a tablespoon of chipotle powder. I love the smell of chipotle powder, so good. So about a tablespoon of that, but I don't usually like to measure in a lot of these recipes, so I just kind of eyeball it. Yeah, that looks like a table or maybe 2 tablespoons, who knows. And then we're going to take some cumin. We're going to add some cumin flavor into it. This is going to be really good too. All right. Take the fresh juices of 3 to 4 limes. I went ahead and squeeze it in my fun little, manual squeezer thing here. And then we're just going to pour that in there. Alright, if you don't have one of these, you should get one or get an electrical one if you're that fancy. I'm not that fancy. I just use my muscles to squeeze the lemon. Add in some salt, a few little spritz of salt, some pepper. Salt and pepper, just the basic seasonings and everything. You gotta have salt and pepper. And that's it. We're gonna put it in the crock pot for 8 hours as well, so the meat and chicken are both gonna be done at the same time, and the house is gonna be smelling so good. Now we're taking our pre-lined sweet potatoes in tin foil in a pre-lined pan, putting them in the oven at 500 degrees, cook for about an hour, hour and a half. I'm crying from chopping these onions. Making a cucumber salad. I'm taking 3/4 of a chopped cucumber. Y'all know that I love me some cucumbers. Taking 1 little small container that's big enough to hold something like this. 3/4 of a cucumber going in there. And then I'm taking 1 tablespoon of some fresh chopped white onion. 1 packet of Truvia sweetener, or whatever sweetener you like to use. So just 1 packet of that in the container. And then we're going to take some apple cider vinegar. I like to use the Bragg's Organic Apple Cider Vinegar. Take in 2 tablespoons of that. Just put a lid on it. Shake it up. And you've got you a sweet but tangy cucumber salad. I'm about to do that for the rest of these couple containers I have in here, so they'll be ready and prepared for the week. Alright, we're moving on to making salads. Using a kale chopped salad, some walnuts, and 1/4 of an apple. Now I usually I switch up my lettuces a lot for my salads. I like anything that's really dark and leafy greens. I use like kale, I'll use spinach, I'll use like the arugula and baby spring mix stuff, but this time I wanted to switch it up. I'm using the Taylor Farms kale chopped salad. Now I'm not going to be using the dressing that comes in here or the croutons. I know it's a waste, fuss at me for it. I'm sorry for being wasteful, but I just wanted the salad mix that's in here because it's really good and I wanted to change it up, so this is what I'll be using as my salad mix. Using about a cup of the salad mix per container. Nice little dense cup in each one. And then I'm using 1/4 of an apple that I went ahead and chopped up. That's gonna go in there. And then I'm taking the chopped almonds and just like a sprinkle of them on there just for some added crunch and some added healthy fats. And then for the dressing, I'm gonna use the homemade creamy vinaigrette dressing that I never showed in my videos, but I actually posted the recipe, and I'll try to remember to post that in the description box. I've still got a little bit of it left in this container, so I'm gonna go ahead and use it up for this week. I use about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons per container. I use this, I don't put it on there right now, I just put it on the salad in the morning when I'm packing my lunchbox for work. I go ahead and drizzle that on there, that way it's not sitting on the salad, sitting there and like sopping and making the lettuce like all wilty and whatnot. But this is the side salad that I will be pairing with my chicken that I'm cooking in the crock pot, which I'm gonna lay the chicken on a bed of rice, and this will be the side salad that is going with it. Okay, I got my rice boiling over here. I've got 1 bag of jasmine rice and 1 bag of basmati rice. On purpose? No, it's just what I had left in the cabinet, so I wanted to go ahead and use it up. It's okay, there's no rules in food. We can mix it up, that's perfectly fine. I'm okay with that. And then I'm gonna add 1 chicken bouillon cube. If you don't know what a chicken bouillon cube is, it's just a lot of chicken. It's like chicken broth in a cube. It's amazing. One of the best flavorful things that you could put like in rices and pastas and different soups and stuff. That's gonna go in there. This will boil for 10 minutes, and then we're gonna work on the Brussels sprouts. All right, so Brussels sprouts. I went ahead and chopped up some fresh Brussels sprouts. I took the stem part of them and sliced them up in here. It's a little dark, but you know, you get the picture. Put them in a bowl here just because it's easier to maintain them all in one spot. And then I'm gonna cut my oven on. We're gonna be doing a sauté of the Brussels sprouts, which this is like one of my favorite recipes on how to cook Brussels sprouts. For my butter substitute, I am using coconut oil. So about a tablespoon, like a heaping tablespoon of that into the pan. Right, and then we're gonna take some chicken stock. I had some of this left over in my refrigerator from my last meal prep. I'm gonna take a little bit of this, and that's gonna be serving as like the broth that these will kind of steam up in. Just a little bit. Not really measuring again. Oops, I'm not really a measurer, guys. It's just not what I do. All right, so this is gonna be a little bit different. We're actually going to take a half of an apple that I chopped up. We're gonna put these in the pan. We're gonna saute those right up. This is a really great flavor to the Brussels sprouts. You know, just because you're eating healthy, if you're a person like me that eats the same foods all the time, same healthy foods, it doesn't have to be boring. There are so many different flavors and creations that you can make healthy foods taste really great without adding so much, some people would call bad stuff for calories. Then I'm taking, I did go the lazy route though on this again. You know, you gotta know where you can cut corners when you're meal prepping, what can save you time. I got some real bacon bits. So I wanted to add a little bit of like a bacon flavor, so like a savory, salty flavor. I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of that in here also. So this is going to combine really nice with the apples and the bacon. So you got your sweet and you got your savory. I'm going to let this saute for a little bit, and then we're going to add the Brussels sprouts in. Oh, wait, I just decided I wanted to add some garlic. So here we are going with the garlic again. A couple of teaspoonfuls of that. Can't go wrong with garlic, guys. I love me some garlic. Garlic and onions. If you haven't noticed, I'm a big seasoning person. I grew up in a family where we heavily seasoned everything. Lots and lots of different flavors, and that's just carried on into my own lifestyle growing up. Alright, so this is starting to kind of cook up some. I'm going to go ahead and add in as many Brussels sprouts as I can without making a mess. I'm going to add these kiddos to the pool. Alright, we got all the kiddos in the pool. These are ready to sit in here and steam and saute. And then last but not least, as always, you always want to add some salt and some pepper to your cooking. Always helps marry all the flavors together. Gonna make some dang good Brussels sprouts. Y'all, check out this beautiful color. I mean, look at that. These are already done. That took like really about 5 minutes. I cooked up really quick. Look how beautiful those are. And they smell and taste so good. Pairing the Brussels sprouts with tilapia. I've got 4 fillets here. I went ahead and had Kroger season this up for me and package it into some ready oven little baking bags. This is complimentary. It's no extra cost to have it prepped and seasoned for you. I just thought it would save a little bit of time out of my prep work for today. So I have my oven preheated to 375, this top broiler part. And then I'm going to put the tilapia in there for about 18 to 20 minutes. And when the fish is done, I'll take the Brussels sprouts and the fish and divide it out into different containers. This will give me about 4 to 5 meals for the week. Taking my already cooked rice and taking a half a cup into each container. Because again, this will be the rice that my crockpot chicken, when that is done cooking, this is what it will lay on top of. So I'm going to go ahead, divide out all my containers. So when the chicken is done, I can just add the chicken on top and we're good to go. Okay, and chopped up 3 large strawberries and put them all in these individual little snack bags so they're perfectly portioned out. Ooh, probably just bruised the back of them. This will accompany my cucumber salad and my beef when it is done. Dang it, I dropped another. Yeah, I got the tilapia and Brussels sprouts all evenly divided out into 5 containers. That'll get me through Monday through Friday. And this is why, prime example of why you line your potato pan with tinfoil. When it busts out the seams like this, easy cleanup. Alright, making the protein pancakes that I've been eating as my pre-workout carb and protein source for like the past 3 weeks. I showed you how to make this in one of my last meal prep videos. So if you haven't seen that, please be sure to go and check that out. I can't believe it, I don't remember if it was in the last one or maybe the one before that, but I also have this recipe posted on my Instagram. You can see it's just a whole hodgepodge of a little mess over here, but one batch makes 4 pancakes. So I'll go ahead and put it here in the pan, cook them up, let them cool, and then I'll place these into individually packaged little bags so they're easy, just grab and go, so I can take them with me on the work and then I eat those when I leave work on my way to the gym. So that's my pre-workout snack. And yeah, it's about time for me to flip these, so let me do that before they burn. Just took the beef out of the crock pot, so the beef is done. I went ahead and shredded it and put it in a container. Just dividing these into 3 ounces to little small containers I'll eat with my cucumber salad and my strawberries. The chicken, I took the chicken out of the crock pot and then I put it in a pan, went ahead and shredded it, and then I put it under the broiler for 400 degrees for about 10 minutes just to crisp up the chicken edges, and then I sprinkled some cilantro on top because I love cilantro. And now I'm taking the chicken and I'm putting 4 ounces of chicken into the divided up rice containers that I did earlier, so 4 ounces of this on the containers. Okay, all the chicken is divided up, so I'm gonna let these sit out and cool just for a little bit before I put them in the microwave. And any of the leftover chicken I just put in the big container so I can have leftover chicken and to make more meals later on in the week. And then I've got my protein pancakes already divided up in the bags. About to put those in the refrigerator. And then I went ahead and smashed up and took off the skin off the sweet potatoes and just put a smash in this container so I can just get out as many ounces as I need as my post-workout. So all this is about to go in the fridge. Good morning, YouTube. It is clearly the next day. It's Monday morning. I just got back from the gym, hence this crazy like messy hair and like disgusting face. But I wanted to show you what I was cooking for breakfast because since I don't meal prep that during the week, I cook breakfast fresh each and every morning. So I wanted to go ahead and show you what I am cooking. This is like basically a staple in my breakfast every morning. I've got 4 egg whites cooking here. My staple seasonings is Himalayan salt, some ground pepper, and a little bit of garlic powder because garlic is everything. And then over here for my carb source, I've got a serving of this Vans Cinnamon Heaven cereal. So I got 3/4 of that in the bowl here, which is 1 serving. And then I've got 15 frozen blueberries in there. And then I'm going to eat it with this Almond Breeze almond and cashew blend, the unsweetened vanilla flavor, which is my favorite type of milk. So that's what I'm going to be eating for breakfast. Alright, it's time to get ready for work, so I'm going ahead and grabbing all my prepped meals that I'm taking with me today. Today I'm working 2 to 10 p.m., so I'm taking the latter portion of my meals out. So The first one I'm packing is going to be that kale and apple salad that we made yesterday, and I'm taking my dressing. I'm going to go ahead and drizzle roughly about a tablespoon, maybe a little bit less. I don't have to have a whole lot of dressing on my salad. So I go ahead and put that on my salad before I head off to work. So that's going to go in my 6-pack bag over here. And then we've got the chicken and rice paired with the salad. That's also going to go in here. I'm going to put on this top portion. And then for my late evening meal, so I'll probably eat that like around 8:30 or 9 o'clock at the pharmacy, I've got the fish and Brussels sprouts that we cooked up. And go ahead and packing that up. And that's what makes it easy peasy. That's why I love meal prep. You just grab and go. And you've got all your meals ready for you, so you can stay on track with your nutrition and hit your goals, and you have no excuse to go out to eat or, you know, munch on things at the pharmacy or at work that aren't necessarily in your nutrition goals. I hope y'all enjoyed this meal prep video. I like giving you guys ideas. Y'all seem to be really receptive and love these meal type videos. So if you like this video and would like to see more, please give it a thumbs up. I hope that all of you have a nice week, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.